Curse of Destiny. You are Sasha, a proud Nord woman, born and raised on a humble farm just beyond the towering walls of Whiterun. Your existence has been one of serene simplicity, nestled in the embrace of rolling fields and the rhythmic cycles of the seasons.
But peace is a fleeting dream in these tumultuous times. The land trembles under the weight of betrayal and bloodshed, for Ulfric Stormcloak has slain the High King of Skyrim, plunging Skyrim into the chaos of civil war.
The echoes of clashing steel and battle cries reach even your secluded home, stirring a restlessness within you. From your earliest memories, a burning desire has fueled your heart, the yearning to become an adventurer, like the heroes etched in the pages of your treasured books. Tales of daring quests and epic battles have filled your dreams, inspiring you to seek a life beyond the familiar fields of your youth. Today, as the sun rises on your 18th birthday, the moment has come. Your bag is packed, heavy with the weight of anticipation and the promise of the unknown. The path before you is uncharted, filled with perils and wonders alike. You are ready to step into the world and carve your own legend. As you step outside your family's modest farmhouse, the crisp air of dawn fills your lungs, invigorating and terrifying you in equal measure. The early light casts long shadows across the rolling fields, and the distant peaks of the mountains loom as silent sentinels. The familiar landscape of your youth stands still and unchanged, yet the world beyond holds an allure that beckons irresistibly. The aroma of freshly baked bread wafts through the air, mingling with the earthy scent of the fields. Your mother stands in the doorway, her eyes brimming with a mix of pride and sorrow. She steps forward and places a gentle hand on your shoulder. "My daughter," she begins, her voice steady, but filled with emotion. The road you are about to tread is fraught with danger and uncertainty. You say, "Mother, I had a dream last night. I had a dream I was an orphan in Riften, and I was all alone. I was so alone for so long. I dreamt that I was going to be beheaded and a dragon saved me. I found out I was the Dovahkiin and I had to kill that dragon because he was going to destroy the world, but I ran. I became a vampire. Then I got strong and killed the dragon, but I never stopped running. Mama, I was scared." Your mother's grip tightens on your shoulder for a moment, her expression softening with maternal concern. "My child, dreams can be mysterious and terrifying, but they can also guide us. The path you choose might be filled with challenges, but remember, you are strong and capable." The words of encouragement bolster your resolve, though the vivid dream stays fixed in your mind like a dark omen. Your mother's heartfelt words echo in your mind, mingling with the memory of your unsettling dream.
Despite the comforting assurances, the seed of doubt and fear remains,
gnawing at your heart. However, you know that your decision to embark on this journey is firm and unwavering. With one last glance at the familiar surroundings of your childhood home, you turn your back on the past and face the open road ahead. The wind whispers secrets, urging you to step forward. The path winds through the rolling hills and dense forests of Skyrim, each step bringing you closer to your destiny. The landscape around you is dotted with wildflowers, their vibrant colors contrasting the somber, gray sky. The chill in the air is crisp and invigorating, but you can't shake the sense of unease that follows you from your dream. As you walk, you notice a figure in the distance, cloaked and moving with purpose. You scream a Nordic battle cry and unsheath your iron sword. Your battle cry pierces the crisp morning air, a declaration of your presence and readiness. The figure halts, turning toward you with a discernible surprise etched across their weathered face. As you approach, the figure reveals itself to be an old man, cloaked in a tattered robe, his eyes sharp and perceptive despite his age. "Ah, a young lord with fire in her veins," the old man mutters, his voice carrying a note of approval. You say, "Identify yourself, old man, it is cowardly and elf-like to sneak up on an enemy." The old man chuckles, a deep, raspy sound that seems to resonate with the very earth beneath your feet. He steps closer, his tattered robe fluttering slightly in the morning breeze. Ah, but I am no enemy, young one. I am Morg, a wanderer of these lands and a sage in the ways of the world. My presence here is but a coincidence, or perhaps, he adds with a wry smile, the workings of fate. Rourke's eyes twinkle with an understanding that makes you pause, as though he reads the very thoughts etched upon your mind. Indeed, fate, he repeats, his voice softening with a touch of reverence. The threads of destiny are woven intricately, young one. It is not mere chance that our paths have crossed here today, beneath the sky of Skyrim. You say, you a wizard, Rourke? Rourke's eyes sparkle with amusement and a hint of mystery. A wizard, he echoes, as though savouring the word. Perhaps, in the sense that I wield knowledge and wisdom beyond the understanding of many. But my craft is different, more rooted in the ancient traditions and lore of Skyrim. He gestures to the landscape around him, his hands sweeping over the rolling hills and distant mountains. Magic, in its essence, is not about spells or incantations. You say, what do you mean? To be honest to you, sir, I was never that interested in magic. Rourke chuckles softly, nodding as though he expected your response. Magic, in the way most think of it, is but a small part of the larger tapestry. It is an extension of the natural world, a bridge between the mundane and the divine. His eyes twinkle with the weight of untold knowledge. To wield true power, one must understand the harmony and discord of the world around us. You say, you're a confusing old man. But I guess if you want to follow me to Riverwood, I'll listen to your words. Rourke's eyes gleam with approval and curiosity as he regards you. A wise decision, young one, he replies, his voice carrying the wisdom of ages. Riverwood it is, then. He falls in step beside you, his movements surprisingly nimble for his advanced years. The journey to Riverwood is serene, filled with the sounds of nature and the soft murmur of Rourke's insights. Rourke's eyes gleam with approval and curiosity as he regards you. You say, Rourke. Can I ask you about something? Rourke looks at you with an expectant glint in his eye, his expression inviting and wise. Of course, my student. Ask what you will, he says, his voice resonant and reassuring. You say, I see myself living all kinds of lives when I dream. There's always consistency though. I'm always the fabled dragonborn. I always get a scar on my right cheekbone, and I always feel lost. What does it mean? Rourke's eyes narrow thoughtfully as he considers your question. Dreams, particularly those as vivid and recurring as yours, are often more than mere figments of the mind, he says slowly. They can be glimpses into the fabric of reality, fragments of possibilities that intersect with your own destiny. He pauses, studying the horizon where the sky meets the earth. You say, you mean? It's real? Rourke nods, his expression solemn and knowing. The lives you see in your dreams are real in the sense that they are part of the vast tapestry of existence, woven from the infinite threads of possibility. However, not all of them are bound to become your reality. The future is fluid, and the choices you make can shape which path you tread. The thought sends a shiver down your spine. You leave Rourke in Riverwood and continue towards Helgen to visit your uncle Rorik. You think you see a big black dragon in the distance. The path ahead of you is lined with ancient oaks, their leaves rustling in the wind. The distant peak of Throat of the World stands sentinel over the landscape, its snow-capped summit glistening even from this distance. The road to Helgen is well-worn, a lifeline between the bustling trade of Whiterun and the quieter, more rugged north. As you walk, the image of a dragon hovers in your mind, a dark silhouette against the horizon. You say, did I just see? No, it's just my mind playing tricks. The image of the dragon looms heavy in your thoughts, blending with the landscape around you. Each step feels heavier, laden with the weight of your destiny and the memories of your dreams. Yet, you press on, driven by the need to uncover the truth and the desire to fulfill your purpose. As you near the outskirts of Helgen, the town's imposing fortifications come into view. The town turns out to be under high alert by the Empire during the execution of Ulfric Stormcloak and some Stormcloaks, and they mistakenly believe you to be a Stormcloak agent. Despite the protests of you, your uncle, and the Stormcloak prisoners, you are up next on the chopping block. The air is thick with tension as you stand in the courtyard of Helgen Keep, the chill of the morning air biting at your skin. The imposing fort looms above you, its stone walls a stark reminder of the Empire's might. Soldiers clad in the red and gold of the Imperial Legion move with practiced efficiency, their eyes scanning the crowd with suspicion and disdain. You are brought before the block, your heart pounding in your chest as you steal a glance at your uncle, Rorik, his face etched with worry and fear. The Imperial executioner towers over you, his cold, harsh gaze sweeping over you with indifference. Your mind races, thoughts of your dreams and the mysterious Rourke momentarily forgotten. You search for any opportunity, any chance to escape this grim fate. Your sudden attempt at escape catches the Imperial soldiers off guard. They scramble to contain you, shouting orders and accusations as you make your stand. With a surge of adrenaline, you scream your declaration, projecting your voice with all the strength you can muster. The dragon word, Fuz, rolls off your tongue, your voice carrying an ancient power that resonates through the air. The Imperial guards stumble back, momentarily stunned by the sudden surge of energy. The courtyard erupts into chaos as they struggle to regain their footing, their shouts mingling with the cacophony of panic. In the midst of the commotion, a monstrous shadow darkens the sky. The ground trembles beneath you as Alduin, the World Eater, makes his ominous descent. The horrifying sight of his massive wings and serpentine form sends a chill down your spine. The dragon's gargantuan maw opens wide, unleashing an otherworldly roar that echoes through the fortress. As Alduin wreaks havoc upon Helgen, soldiers and townsfolk alike scramble to find cover. You yell, "Uncle! This is just like my dreams. We need to leave." Your uncle, Rorik, shares your urgency and fear. He nods fervently, shouting over the din of destruction, "You're right, my niece. We must flee Helgen and regroup. Follow me." Rorik takes the lead, deftly navigating through the pandemonium, narrowly avoiding falling debris and frantic soldiers. As Alduin continues his relentless assault, you manage to follow your uncle through the fort and out into the chaos-stricken town. A heavy sense of déjà vu washes over you, the unfolding events eerily similar to your recent dreams. Despite the dire circumstances, you maintain your composure, allowing your primal instincts and newfound abilities to guide you. While running, Rorik points toward a faint path in the distance, barely visible behind the smoky haze of battle. "That way," he shouts. Your uncle pushes you out of the way as Alduin swoops down on you. Uncle Rorik is gored and brutalized in one motion by Alduin before your eyes. Alduin's tail flicks in front of you as he spins around, slashing you on your right cheekbone. The pain is sharp and intense, but the surge of adrenaline coursing through your veins dulls it. You see your uncle's lifeless body lying on the ground, and anger and determination well up inside you, fueling your resolve. You can't let Alduin win. With a deep, steadying breath, you focus on the ancient power that surged through you when you killed your first dragon. You feel the latent energy within, just waiting to be unleashed. Summoning every ounce of strength and defiance, you scream the dragon word, Fuz, harnessing the fury of the Thu'um and projecting it towards Alduin. The ancient reptile stumbles back slightly, stunned by your roar. Alduin's condescending voice booms through the chaos, filled with malice and amusement. "A weak and pathetic attempt, Dragonborn. Your abilities are but a mere whisper compared to the true power I hold." He takes a moment to savor his triumph, his towering form casting an ominous shadow over you. You say, "What do you mean, Dragonborn? How do you know who I am?" Alduin, eyes glowing with malevolent delight, replies, "I have been watching you, Dragonborn. I have seen your dreams, your fears, and your growing power. You are unique, even among the dragons, for you carry the soul of a Hundor. His voice is filled with scorn and derision as he continues, but your attempts to use the dragon language against me are pitiful. You are still a mere infant in the ways of the Thuam, and your abilities pale in comparison to my own. As Alduin speaks, the Imperial soldiers and Stormcloaks struggle to hold their ground. The ground trembles as the dragon prowls above them, seemingly toying with his adversaries. You know that you must seize this opportunity to escape while Alduin is distracted. Somehow you access a memory of one of these other lives. You see yourself utter words and send Alduin flying. You calm yourself and repeat these words to save your fellow citizens of Skyrim. After a breath you yell, Thus! Row! Da! At Alduin, sending a wall of force hundreds of times larger than before. The unexpected force of the dragon's shout knocks Alduin off balance, creating a momentary reprieve. The World Eater lets out a thunderous roar, unaware of the source of this newfound power. Seizing the opportunity, you turn and dash towards the narrow alley that your uncle pointed out earlier, weaving through the chaos and dodging falling debris. As you make your escape, you can hear the clamor of the Imperial soldiers and Stormcloaks engaging Alduin in battle. You hope that they can keep the dragon occupied long enough for you to find safety and gather your thoughts. Once you reach the forest, you take cover behind a thicket of trees, your heart pounding in your chest. As people gather around you, their faces etched with awe and fear, you can't help but feel a profound sense of change. The name, Dragonborn, echoes in your mind, a title laden with responsibility and significance. You look around, noticing Ulfric Stormcloak standing at a distance, his gaze fixed on you. There's a hint of disdain in his eyes, as if your newfound power has overshadowed his own. Your mind drifts back to the encounter with Alduin and Rorke's enigmatic presence. The feeling that your dreams contain fragments of another life weighs heavily on your shoulders. Yet, among the fear and uncertainty, a spark of hope flickers within you. You still have much to learn and explore, and the land of Skyrim stands before you, ripe with opportunity and peril. The wind howls through the trees as you sprint toward Riverwood, your heart pounding in your chest. As you burst into the village, you see the familiar sight of Rorke, still by the riverbank, his focus on his fishing line and the smoking glow moss beside him. He looks up as you approach, a knowing glint in his eye. You made it, my child, he says, his voice steady and calm despite the chaos that must have unfolded in Helgen. I see you've gained a title. You raise your hand to your right cheekbone, feeling the rough edges of the newly acquired scar. It appears so, you reply, your voice wavering slightly from the adrenaline that still coursed through your veins. Rorke sets his fishing rod aside and stands, his movements smooth and measured. You say, it happened just like my uncle is dead and the scar. Rorke, I screamed these words at the dragon and he got thrown like a kitten. Rorke's eyes widen slightly at your tail, his gaze filled with awe and understanding. Ah, Sasha, it seems your dreams have served as more than just flickering glimpses into other lives. They have become a guide, a beacon in the storm that rages around us. He pauses, collecting his thoughts. These abilities you've discovered, they are part of you, an integral piece of the vast tapestry of fate. Your destiny is now intertwined with that of Skyrim and the dragons, and it's crucial that you learn to harness this newfound power. Rorke places a comforting hand on your shoulder. But first, we must mourn your uncle, and pay our respects to the brave man he was. Sometimes, the most challenging battles teach us the greatest lessons. You say, he wanted to meet me the first day of my adventure. He said he had a new sword for me. I barely got to see him before the Imperials tried to take my head. Now here's. Rorke's gaze softens, his eyes filled with empathy. I'm truly sorry for your loss, my child. It's a tragic beginning to your journey, but one that has revealed your true nature and potential. He takes a deep breath. Let us honor your uncle's memory by making the most of your newfound abilities and uncovering the secrets that lie within your dreams. We can learn more about your destiny together. Rourke's words offer a small measure of comfort, reminding you that you still have people who care about and support you in this new world, with its trials and triumphs. The bond between you two strengthens, becoming something akin to a mentor-mentee relationship. As you process your loss, you realize that your uncle's dying wish had been granted, to see you venture out into the world on your journey. Remember, my student, he calls out, true mastery comes from harmony, the unity of body, mind, and spirit. These 36 lessons of Vivek are not just about combat, they are about understanding the world around you and finding your place within it. He continues, each lesson represents a different aspect of existence, a piece of the puzzle that, when combined, forms the foundation of your power and understanding. Balance, both literal and metaphorical, is key. It's not only about standing firm amid chaos, but also about finding equilibrium in the many aspects of your life. Rourke nods, a gleam of approval in his eyes, as he watches you struggle to maintain your balance on the stacked clay pots, shields in hand. You say, why does Alduin want to kill me so badly? If my dreams are real, he has a hatred of me I can't fathom. Rourke regards you intently, considering his words before speaking. Alduin is the World Eater, the first of the dragons and the harbinger of the apocalypse known as the Dragon Aspects. He seeks to consume the world and return it to the nothingness from which it was formed. Rourke takes a measured pause, letting his words sink in. You, as the Dragonborn, are a threat to Alduin's vision of destruction. The power you carry within you, that of a Hundor, is unlike any other being in Skyrim, even the dragons themselves. You say, in many of my dreams I see myself becoming a monster. A towering beast with wings and fangs. I see my face, but my eyes are red instead of light blue. Rourke's gaze softens as you share your concern about the dreams of transformation. It's important to remember, my student, that your dreams are complex and multi-layered. They serve as both guidance and reflections of your inner struggle. He ponders for a moment, choosing his words carefully. Those visions of you as a monstrous beast may be manifestations of the turmoil and uncertainty you face in your journey, as you grapple with your newfound powers and the weight of your destiny. But they could also represent the duality of your nature, the balance between the human and the divine aspects of your being. Rourke looks at you with a reassuring expression. However, I must caution you. Obsessing over these darker visions might lead you down a dangerous path, fueling fear and self-doubt that could hinder your growth. You say, I promise, Master, I won't dwell on it. Rourke nods approvingly, a proud smile etched on his weathered face. I trust you, my student. Your journey is just beginning, and there will be many challenges, revelations, and difficult choices to make. He lays a comforting hand on your shoulder. Your past, present, and potential futures are now at your disposal. But with great power comes great responsibility, and how you choose to use it will define you more than any title or destiny ever could. As the sun begins to dip below the horizon, the Skyrim landscape is bathed in a warm, golden light. Woodland creatures emerge, foraging for food, and under normal circumstances, you might enjoy watching them, briefly forgetting the dramatic events that unfolded earlier today. I must leave now, but I'll return when you least expect it. You collapse as the clay pots slip from under you. As you lose your balance on the stacked clay pots, you topple over, your shields clattering noisily beside you. Rourke moves swiftly to help you up, hiding a grin behind a look of concern. Easy there, my student. Remember, practice makes perfect. We've only just begun, and you'll get there. Patience, resilience, and understanding the balance between your mind, body, and spirit will see you through.
His words, though sincere, barely register as an intense headache pounds in your temples, drawing your focus inward. The vivid images and sounds of your dreams resurface, giving you a sudden insight.
You say you're leaving. But it's only been a day. I'm still not ready to survive if Alduin comes for me. Rourke's gaze softens as he hears your concerns, acknowledging the gravity of the situation. My student, he begins, your growth is rapid, but you're right, there's still much to learn. I can see your determination, it's a flame that burns deep within you. He places a comforting hand on your shoulder. For now, I must leave, for there are other places in need of my guidance. But I promise, our paths will cross again in this vast world of Skyrim. Rourke looks towards the setting sun, taking in the golden hues that bathe the landscape. In my absence, I urge you to continue your training in the ways of the 36 lessons of Vivek and to be careful with the whispers of your dreams. You travel several days to Riften after a stop at home. The gash on your face has begun to scab and form into the scar you've seen in your dreams. Your mom took Uncle Rorik's death as well as she could, and she was afraid to let you continue, but you left knowing you had to.
As you approach the imposing gates of Riften, the weary traveler's relief at having reached your destination is quickly replaced by a sense of unease. The city seems to be in the throes of unrest, with guards and townsfolk alike scurrying to and fro in a seemingly disorganized frenzy. Upon closer inspection, you notice several suspicious-looking characters lurking in the shadows, exchanging hushed whispers and furtive glances. It's evident that the city is grappling with its fair share of internal strife, and the influence of the infamous Thieves Guild casts an ominous pall over the already tense atmosphere. Seeing Riften causes a flash in your vision. You see a much younger you, dirty and street-worn, living on the Riften streets with an older boy.
I feel sad.
A sense of melancholy, like you lost someone dear to you. You can just about say a name on your lips, Eric.
As you step into Riften, the bustling city life briefly distracts you from your melancholic vision. The market district is alive with merchants hawking their wares, children playing in the streets, and the smell of freshly baked bread wafting from nearby bakeries. Despite the vibrant atmosphere, you can't shake the feeling that boy is somehow connected to your past, and you resolve to uncover the truth behind this fleeting memory. You navigate the crowded streets, searching for a place to gather your thoughts. As you weave through the throngs of people, a bard's lute strumming in the distance catches your attention. Intrigued, you follow the captivating melody to an inn, where you find a familiar face, Rourke, nursing a mug of mead by the hearth. You say, Master, how did you know I would be here? Rourke looks up from his mug, a twinkle in his eyes as he greets you. Ah, my student. I didn't know for certain, but I had a feeling our paths would cross here in Riften. Sometimes, trusting your instincts can lead to unexpected yet enlightening encounters. He gestures towards an empty seat across from him. Please, sit and rest for a while. You've come a long way, and Riften can be a challenging place for the uninitiated. It might be prudent to learn more about its history and intrigues to better navigate its shadows and alliances. As you settle into the seat, Rourke begins to regale you with tales of Riften's storied past and present. He speaks of its bustling markets, arts, and culture. You say, Master, I feel like I lived here, in another life. I keep getting these feelings from every street corner, and I keep seeing a little girl who looks just like me, but she's living in the Rataways. Rourke's eyes gleam with curiosity as you share your uncanny experiences in Riften. Ah, my child, your connection to these other lives is indeed strong, and it seems you are picking up fragments of your past selves as we travel through Skyrim. He takes a thoughtful sip of his mead before continuing. Your feelings towards this little girl in the ragged flagon are intriguing. She may very well be a past version of you, living another life in a different time. It's essential to explore these feelings and memories, as they may hold valuable insights into your destiny and the Hoondor power that resides within you. why don't we gather some information from the locals about any unusual occurrences or rumors? Why didn't he answer me? Why is he lying? You make your way around the bustling inn, seeking information from the patrons. As you converse with them, you learn of recent sightings of strange, shadowy figures at the outskirts of Riften, igniting whispers of imperial espionage. Additionally, there have been sporadic reports of a winged creature gliding above the nearby mountains, a potential hint of Alduin's presence in the region. As you gather information on Alduin and the Imperials, Rourke cautions you about the significance of this newfound knowledge. My student, it's vital that you tread carefully with this information. Investigate further, but also be prepared to face any dangers that Alduin, the Imperials, or even your former self may pose. As you ascend the steep steps of High Hrothgar, the cold winds howling around you, your thoughts turn to your previous life in Riften. The image of a young girl, living in the Ratways, haunts your mind. Could she be a past version of you, an alternate life that somehow intertwines with your current journey? You push onward, focusing on the present danger. The dragons have returned, and Alduin himself has marked you as a target. But instead of succumbing to fear, you find a deep well of determination within yourself. If Alduin wants a fight, you will be ready. Entering High Hrothgar, you are greeted by its ancient halls, the faint whispers of long-dead monks echoing through the room. You find a quiet corner to rest and meditate, bringing yourself closer to the power of the voice. You say, "Hello? I'm here because people say there's a dragon flying on top of this mountain. I'm looking for a dragon that killed my uncle." As you enter High Hrothgar, the ancient halls seem to hum with an energy that resonates with your very being. The whispers of long-dead monks echo through the room, their words lost to time yet their presence still palpable. You find a quiet corner to rest and meditate, focusing your thoughts on the task at hand. The image of your uncle, Rorik, resurfaces in your mind. The pain of his untimely demise still raw, fueling the fire of vengeance within your chest. The injustice of his death strengthens your resolve, and you embrace the power of the voice with newfound determination. You stand up, feeling the weight of your newfound responsibility, the mantle of the Dragonborn. As you explore High Hrothgar, you can feel that this place houses the wisdom and knowledge of the masters of the voice, the Greybeards. The ancient corridors of High Hrothgar exude an aura of reverence and veneration for the mystic power of the voice. You discover several chambers filled with time-worn tomes and intricate carvings depicting the legends of the dragon language. Each symbol and tale that unfolds before your eyes sheds more light on the great, and at times ominous, destiny that lies before you. You come across a venerable-looking greybeard in one of the chambers. His eyes widen in recognition, sensing the might and legacy of the Dragonborn emanating from your presence. He nods solemnly, welcoming your intentions. You say, "Is the dragon on top of this mountain Alduin?"
The greybeard's face grows solemn, his eyes filled with knowledge and a hint of sadness. The dragon you seek is indeed on this mountain, but I'm afraid it is not Alduin. Use your newfound abilities wisely, and may the voice guide you, young Dragonborn.
As you continue to explore High Hrothgar, you meditate on the Greybeard's words. Your journey has only just begun, and countless challenges lie ahead. The knowledge and power you will gain from these ancient halls and the masters of the voice can help prepare you for the fateful confrontation that awaits with Alduin. Your past, present, and potential futures are at your disposal. The power within you has the potential to redefine the fabric of reality. You wonder, what did he mean? How can the dragon you seek not be Alduin? Who is the dragon then? The Greybeard, sensing your determination and the vast potential within you, leads you through the ancient halls of High Hrothgar to the highest peak of the throat of the world. The air grows thinner, and the wind howls as you ascend, but you remain resolute in your pursuit of vengeance and truth.
Upon reaching the summit, you meet Paarthurnax, an ancient dragon known for his wisdom and reverence for the way of the voice. Standing tall with a regal and battle-worn presence, Paarthurnax gazes at you intensely, sensing the dragonborn spirit that lies within you. Greetings, friend. I assume you are here for the dragon that resides on this mountain. Paarthurnax's voice reverberates with an air of solemn respect and shared loss. Paarthurnax looks at me with kind yet sad eyes, saying, "You're the youngest Sasha so far. And what happened to your uncle? My deepest condolences, little one. I hope you will be the one to save her." Paarthurnax studies you intently, noting the youthful determination and the turmoil within your eyes. His ancient gaze seems to peer into the very essence of your being, seeing echoes of the past. "You are Sasha, the Dragonborn," he affirms in a resonant voice that fills the air around you. "But you are also so much more. The blood of ancient heroes and gods flows in your veins, and the fabric of reality bends to your will." He pauses, the solemn moment stretching out between you as if he searches for the right words. "When I spoke of the dragon on this mountain, I did not mean Alduin. No, there are other dragons, just as powerful, but also more weary and wise, that dwell in remote and secret places."
You say you aren't the dragon? Paarthurnax
Shakes his ancient head, his scales glinting in the sunlight. "No, I am not the dragon you seek. I am merely an old memory." He turns his attention back to you, a determined expression etched on his face.
As you listen to Paarthurnax, you can't help but feel a sense of awe and curiosity. His ancient eyes seem to hold an unimaginable wealth of knowledge, wisdom, and insights into your very being. You nod, acknowledging his words, and ask, "Paarthurnax, you said I remind you of another Sasha, from another time, another life. Can you tell me more about her?"
Paarthurnax's gaze softens, and his tail swishes gently behind him. He begins to weave a captivating tale, his voice echoing with the timbre of ancient wisdom. "Before, there was a Sasha who was as fierce as she was compassionate, a warrior and a leader."
His smile washes away. He begins to speak in a strange sort of defeated way, as though in a trance. "My child, she allowed herself to be made into a monster, giving up her soul to Merlak Vow, for a woman she loved. The power allowed her to defeat Alduin, but now her soul lives in eternal torment in Cold Harbor." As you listen to Paarthurnax's tale, the air around you grows heavy with a mix of awe and sadness. The memory of this earlier Sasha, her heroic actions, and tragic fate weighs on your heart. Paarthurnax's words echo in your mind, so many fall to the dark. "I thought it would be another eternity before I saw your eyes again." Paarthurnax's gaze meets yours, his eyes filled with ancient wisdom and resolute understanding.
Paarthurnax regains his self with a sense of intent that you can't read, listen to no master. In time you will find the answers you seek. Sasha, beware the elder gleam. Its branches only shade you here. He then flies off, leaving you to ponder his words.
You ponder the meaning behind his cryptic message, but your journey is far from over. There are still many mysteries to unravel. Feeling invigorated by your encounter with the ancient dragon, you make your way back down the mountain, ready to continue your training with Rourke and uncover the secrets of your destiny. Along the way, the icy winds sting your face, but they only serve to remind you of the fire burning deep within your soul, the power of the Dragonborn, fueled by the memories and experiences of the many Sashas who have come before you.
You dream of a sunken ship. You're swimming inside of it looking for something. Suddenly you're freezing cold. You can't breathe. You're falling. You see her. She's just like you, but her eyes, red and colder than the ice water around you. Black shadows run like veins under her skin. She looks sad. She looks like she's filled with regret. She screams and comes down on you with jagged vampire teeth.
You wake up in a cold sweat. You find yourself lying in your bed, your heart pounding in your chest from the chilling memory of your nightmare. The vivid image of the doppelganger with red eyes and shadows under her skin still lingers in your mind, casting an ominous veil over your earlier triumphs. Despite your fear, you push the terror aside and remind yourself that you have been chosen to fulfill a destiny far greater than any nightmare. Rising from your bed, you prepare yourself for a new day, steady in your resolve to embrace your mantle as the Dragonborn and confront the perils that lie ahead. Your dreams linger like a dark harbinger as you step out into the cool morning light, the memory of the eerie sunken ship and the shadowy figure still casting a menacing shadow over your thoughts. You return to Rourke just outside Riften. As you approach Rourke, he greets you with a knowing smile. "Ah, my student. You've returned from High Hrothgar. I trust. Your time there was enlightening." Rourke asks, carefully studying your expression for any hints of the wisdom you might have gained. You recount your experiences at High Hrothgar, the revelation about the dragon you encountered not being Alduin, and your encounter with the ancient dragon Paarthurnax. Rourke listens intently, his gaze never leaving your face as you tell him about the doppelganger from your nightmare, the sunken ship, and the chilling moment of realization. "Your journey has become even more intricate than I had imagined, my young student. The path ahead is fraught with danger and uncertainties." The two of you stop in Morthal, and after a series of elaborate framings, you end up in the Sidna Mines as a prisoner. Rourke is nowhere to be found. In the dimly lit, cold stone corridors of the Sidna Mines, you find yourself alone and stripped of your freedom. The weight of your newfound title as Dragonborn feels heavy on your shoulders in this unfamiliar setting. Your fellow inmates eye you warily, assessing your every move. It's clear that the hardships of prison life will test your resolve at every turn, and you must find a way to adapt, endure, and, ultimately, escape. The cries and whispers of the imprisoned, woven together with the distant, ominous rumbling of the storm outside, create an ominous atmosphere that fills the damp air. You yearn to be reunited with Rourke and continue your adventures, missions, and training. However, you remain steadfast in your goal of mastering the power of the voice and unearthing the secrets buried within the memories of your many lives. As you navigate the treacherous corridors of the Sidna Mines, the distrustful eyes of your fellow inmates follow your every move. You've quickly realized that life in captivity demands resilience and cunning, two traits you've cultivated throughout your many lives, thanks to your dual role as the Dragonborn. The flickering torchlight casts eerie shadows upon the damp stone walls, an endless reminder of the difficult journey that led you here. The wind howls mournfully outside, a haunting reminder of your solitude in this dismal place. But perhaps it's in the darkness that real enlightenment resides. Seeking to learn more about your destiny, and bound by necessity to escape these confines, you use this time to delve deep within yourself and reveal a wellspring of courage and resourcefulness. You find yourself at a crossroads, a fleeting glimpse of another version of yourself. You see yourself orchestrating a daring and defiant escape from the confines of the mine. The feeling of freedom calls to you from somewhere deep and forgotten. The air in the Sidna Mines grows heavy, a palpable mixture of fear, awe, and unease hanging around you and your fellow inmates. This moment has changed not just your relationship with them, but your very understanding of your own capabilities and the extent of your influence as the Dragonborn. You could continue on this path, using your extraordinary might to overpower those who threaten you and stand in the way of your destiny. Or, you could temper your actions, remembering that with great power comes great responsibility, seeking to lead and protect instead of dominate. As you stand there, the weight of your recent discovery settling onto your shoulders, you take a deep breath and allow yourself to slip into a state of partial relaxation. A sense of calmness washes over you as your consciousness expands beyond the confines of your body, enabling you to perceive realities unseen by normal eyes. Another version of yourself, the Dragonborn plagued by a vampiric curse, materializes before your eyes. They carry an air of darkness, but the light of the righteous path remains undimmed in their eyes. Their mere presence reassures you, drawing your attention away from the magical Eldergleam tree standing tall outside the prison walls. A soft voice whispers in your ear, echoing in your thoughts, the Eldergleam. Come unto the Eldergleam. It's my voice, somehow you already knew before you heard it, my darling. As you venture further into the Sidna mines, the whispers of your many lives guide you, urging you to embrace the immense power within. The Eldergleam tree's magic becomes an ever-present thought in your mind, and you can't help but feel drawn to it. In the dimly lit corridors, you feel choked for light. A newfound hope now fuels your journey, and the blood of ancient heroes pumps through your heart. The inmates of Sidna mines notice a change within you, the aura of light around your presence beginning to resonate with the unbreakable spirit of rebellion.
Yet, the time for your escape hasn't come just yet.
The air in the Sidna mines crackles with energy as you step into the center of the dimly lit cavern. Your fellow prisoners, once wary and distrustful, look on with wide-eyed admiration. The forsworn leader, who had earlier showed his disdain for you, suddenly appears less antagonistic, and you sense a glimmer of hope in his cold eyes. The Eldergleam shines its light and you march on with your fellow prisoners through a secret tunnel. As you exit the tunnel, you see Rourke. Rourke smiles warmly as you approach, his eyes reflecting a mix of pride and relief. Ah, my student, I see you've made it out of the Sidna mines. I must admit, I was a bit worried about you. His tone lightens as he continues, but it seems your experiences have only made you stronger, and that is a comforting thought indeed. A sense of accomplishment washes over you as you listen to Rourke. The many trials, tribulations, and moments of camaraderie you've shared together feel like an epic journey of their own. You glance back at the now distant prison walls and realize how much you've grown during this ordeal. Rourke places a comforting hand on your shoulder, then turns his gaze to the landscape before you. Your training is now complete, my child. You see the other you, as though through a glass window. The older Sasha offers a bittersweet smile, she looks almost disappointed. As you watch the other Sasha fade away, a sense of relief and sorrow intermingle within you. The newly gained wisdom from the diligent training under Rourke has left you stronger and wiser. A true heroine of Skyrim, you now stand on the precipice of a new chapter of your life. You find yourself back to the comfort of your childhood home. Upon your arrival, the warmth envelops you like a familiar, well-worn cloak. But it's the expression of relief and uncontainable joy that radiates from your mother's face upon seeing you that truly melts the icy walls you'd built during your treacherous journey. A flurry of questions tumbles from her mouth. Where have you been? I was so worried about you, my dear. Oh, it's good to have you home. Her arms envelop you as the weight of your harrowing trials dissipates like wisps of smoke in the wind. Her embrace ensures you that after all the battles you've faced, and the lives you have lived, you remain her cherished child. You say, Mama, why do I feel even more lost after having been guided? Your mother hugs you and whispers into your ear, my child, you are never lost when you are in my home. You find yourself standing at the entrance of a long-forgotten tomb, the air heavy with the scent of moss and age-old dust. The dim light from your torch flickers nervously, casting unsettling shadows against the damp, stone walls. According to your dreams, this is the resting place of Serana, the woman that older Sasha had given up everything for. With each step into the tomb, you feel a growing sense of unease, aware of the countless secrets that lie hidden in the darkness. Memories of older Sasha fill your mind, a reminder of the sacrifices made in the name of love. As you explore deeper into the tomb, the darkness starts to close in around you. The sound of your own breath seems amplified in the oppressive silence. Finally, you reach an ancient chamber, seemingly untouched by the passage of time. In the heart of the chamber, you discover a grand sarcophagus, adorned with intricate carvings that depict a beautiful woman with dark hair like yours. This is Serana, the woman who had captured older Sasha's heart. With a deep breath, you slowly lift the heavy stone lid, unveiling the still figure within. Serana's beauty is breathtaking, her skin glowing with an ethereal light, even in the dim tomb. As if by some force beyond your understanding, the air in the chamber grows thick with ancient magic, and Serana's eyes flutter open, filled with a spark of life. A moment of confusion passes between you, but then Serana seems to recognize your connection to older Sasha. Her eyes soften, and a faint smile crosses her lips as she speaks, her voice melodic and captivating. She says, "Lover, I've missed you." You're confused. Serana looks at you with a warm, knowing smile. "You are Sasha, are you not?" She gazes into the distance, as if reliving memories long past. I remember her love, her courage, and her unyielding determination. A part of her is still within me, nourishing the spark of life that brought me back. Understanding dawns upon you, and you can't help but feel an emotional connection to this beautiful, mysterious woman who once held the heart of your past self. A glimmer of sadness shadows Serana's eyes as she looks at you. "But you aren't her, are you? You aren't my Sasha. You're just a baby compared to her. I always knew you were a cute kid." Serana says with a soft sigh. "The Sasha I love, the one from Riften, I haven't seen her in so long. Every few centuries I find myself back in this coffin, time rewound to the day I meet you, every version of you. None of you are her to me." As you absorb her words, you realize the depth of the connection between Serana and the other Sasha, and you can't help but feel a twinge of sadness knowing that you're not the one Serana truly longs for. As you gaze upon the reflection on the sarcophagus lid, the image of oldest Sasha reflects alongside Serana. Serana's eyes widen, a mixture of joy and sadness coursing through her. Her voice trembles with emotion as she speaks. "Oh, my love, I've missed you terribly. But how is this possible? Why can't I touch you?" You feel a pang of empathy for Serana, knowing the pain of her loss and the eternal wait for a reunion that may never fully materialize. Then Serana fades away. The sun hangs low in the sky, casting long shadows on the beach as you stumble upon a peculiar sight, a small, scruffy Khajiit kitten brandishing a wooden sword, threatening to rob you with her makeshift weapon. Her eyes gleam with a fiery determination that's both endearing and heart-wrenching, considering her diminutive size. The kitten, no more than 6 years old, declares, "Stand still. I am Rabir, mighty pirate of the sands. Prepare to surrender your riches." You can't help but feel a pang of sympathy for the vulnerable young cat, whose circumstances have likely led her to this precarious situation. You decide to handle this moment with care, recognizing her need for guidance rather than punishment. You say, "When did you last eat little cat?" "Little cat?" Rabir repeats, her tiny brow furrowing in confusion. I can't remember. I think it was yesterday." She brandishes her wooden sword once more, forgetting her hunger for a moment as determination flashes in her eyes. "But no matter. I've got my sword, and by Joan and Jode I'll protect myself." Seeing her feisty spirit, you decide to approach this situation gently, becoming a mentor for the young and resourceful Rabir. You remember how protective and caring Rourke had been towards you in your early days, and you aim to do the same for this Khajiit kitten who's trying to make her way in the world on her own. With a warm and inviting smile, you bend down to her level and inquire, "Would you like to join me for dinner? We can hunt for our meal together." You generously offer your entire dinner, campfire roasted fish and a sweet roll, to Rabir. Her eyes widen in surprise and gratitude at your selfless act, her small tail wagging with excitement. Rabir sets aside her makeshift weapon and hesitantly accepts your offering. I don't know what to say." "Bless you, kind stranger," she stammers, clearly overwhelmed by your generosity. As you both share the meal under the vast Skyrim sky, Rabir tells you her story, growing up as an orphan on the unforgiving streets of Riften, where life had been a constant struggle for survival. Through this act of kindness, a heartwarming bond forms between you and the young Khajiit. As you and Rabir continue your journey together, you can't help but notice the uncanny resemblance between her upbringing and your older self's past in Riften. Your heart grows heavy on what you had witnessed in your dreams. The air becomes heavy with emotion as a wave of protective instinct washes over you. As you and Rabir traverse the unforgiving yet majestic landscape of Skyrim, you can't help but feel a deep sense of pride and fulfillment. Together, you have forged an unbreakable bond, solidified by shared meals, brave battles, and countless campfire stories. Rabir, now a young adult, has grown into a formidable warrior, possessing a keen wit and a kind heart that rivals your own. The years seem to blend together effortlessly, with you protecting Skyrim from the darkness that threatens to engulf it, and striving to build a brighter future for those who find themselves in the shadows of its once thriving cities. Where did Serana go? As you stand on the sun-drenched beach, the wind gently ruffling your clothes, you turn to Rabir and suggest, "Rabir, why don't we travel to Azura's shrine? I've heard it's a traditional pilgrimage site for the Khajiit." What do you think? Rabir, her eyes sparkling with excitement and curiosity, nods eagerly. "Oh, by Joan and Jode. Yes." The journey to Azura's shrine would require traveling across rivers and vast open plains, dotted with numerous small farms and homesteads. You've grown accustomed to the scenic beauty of Skyrim and feel a sense of belonging among the rugged terrain. As the sun begins to set, casting the world in hues of gold and amber, you and Rabir continue your journey towards Azura's shrine. Your heart swells with pride as you watch the young Khajiit confidently leading the way, her new ebony daggers gleaming in the fading light. Rabir's eyes glow with determination as she faces off against a pack of wolves, her small frame backed by an aura of fierce resilience. You unsheath your sword, just in case the situation spirals out of control. But you hold back, allowing Rabir to take charge, guided by the instincts of her feline heritage and the lessons you've imparted throughout your journey together. As you and Rabir make your way across Skyrim, you marvel at her youthful agility and aptitude for combat. She moves with a grace and confidence far beyond her years, dispatching foes twice her size with her new ebony daggers. The landscape around you, bathed in the golden hues of the setting sun, seems to take on a magical quality as you watch her in action. Your heart swells with pride at the warrior she's become, a true testament to the resilience and spirit of the Nords. The wind howls around you, carrying with it the scent of adventure and the whispers of ancient tales. Skyrim's vast wilderness stretches out before you, dotted with snow-capped peaks and dense forests.
You see a vision of a much older Rabir standing next to another version of you. This version of you sits on a throne in front of a court of vampires and demons in Hammerfell. In the vision, you behold Rabir, her eyes gleaming with the wisdom of time and her form seasoned by battles faced and won. Beside her stands another version of yourself, seated regally on a throne in a dark court filled with vampires and demons in the heart of Hammerfell. A shiver of uncertainty coursing through your veins, you question the implications of such an image. The version of you on the throne, adorned with finery, casts a sidelong glance to Rabir, a subtle indication of acknowledgement. You've grown into a formidable warrior and an ally, Rabir, your regal counterpart announces, her voice resonating throughout the dim chamber. A sudden glance is shared between you and Rabir, one embellished with a mix of determination, knowing, and unity. Rabir places her hand on her heart, nodding solemnly at you. "We miss you, Sasha."
As you snap back to reality, the late afternoon sunlight illuminates the vast expanse of the plains before you, and you realize that Rabir has just expertly dispatched a towering giant with her ebony daggers. Her agility, honed by years of adventure, is truly awe-inspiring. The electric energy of the Elder Gleam seems to surge within you, your eyes beginning to glow with the power you hold as Sasha, the Dragonborn. The softly purring wind caresses your face, carrying with it tales of bravery, rebellion, and Sasha's own destiny. The icy peaks of High Hrothgar dominate the horizon, beckoning you to uncover the ancient wisdom within their walls. As you make your way through the ancient streets of Windhelm, the imposing palace of the kings looms in the distance. The city is alive with the bustle of merchants and the chatter of its inhabitants, a mix of Nords and Dunmer sharing this historical center of trade. Tensions between the races are palpable, but you remain focused on finding shelter and nourishment for a beer. Despite the frosty air, the citizens of Windhelm go about their day, their cheeks flushed with the cold. You see Dunmer huddled together for warmth, their dark skin and golden eyes a stark contrast to the fair Nords. You take note of the palace guard, their silver armor gleaming under the weak winter sun. A sudden gust of wind sends a chill down your spine as you head towards Candlehearth Hall, a local tavern renowned for its hospitality. You're happy, you're safe.